he do at work. So that's kind of one of the ways you also can figure out what you want to do.
Yep. Now, let me ask you a question. Who told you about AWS like in your career? Like,
I think I heard about it. I'm trying to see when I was with McAfee, did I hear about it? Maybe. I know I probably seen some rumblings on like on Google or something like that, but to actually just sit me down and show me what it is, nobody. It wasn't the fact until we was getting the logs in Splunk to where I was like, man, what is this? And then to the principal analyst, and he's like, this is why, S3 buckets shouldn't be public. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. So, but and that's another thing, getting my Terraform on for automations. Yep, get that Terraform. And that's that,
honestly, Kubernetes too, right? That's the big one now. Everybody talking about Kubernetes.
Yep. If you could just say Terraform and Kubernetes, you should be able to get hired right now. I mean, you may have to do a little more than that, but I mean, these technologies are not hard to learn. You can go on Minikube and start a Minikube, a Kubernetes cluster on your local laptop right now. You could download Terraform right now on your laptop and launch infrastructure into AWS. So like you would go into AWS and like create an S3 bucket, like manually, and create an EC2 instance and create a VPC and create all this stuff manually. Well, now they just got Terraform scripts, and it's just they just got the Terraform scripts, so they got it all coded in little modules, and all you do is just Terraform applied, whatever, a couple little codes, and you're launching all this infrastructure in AWS in like 20 minutes. Bam. And that's automation.
And listen, I'm glad that you said that also, because some of those things I did do, which in my cloud practitioner video that I was talking about when I passed the cert, I put 2 of the courses that I took for it, but those were some of the labs in there. And free game, everybody. Record yourself doing some of this work, put it up on a little blog or a free site, and you can send them as links when you sending stuff out to recruiters, and they're like, okay, they know how to do it. I think I can remember, what's it for this role? I don't know, so many roles. I have a video right now of me working like an incident response role. The video's like an hour long, and it actually was longer, but I cut it up, and I'm just talking through one of these Splunk incident response things using that data set they have. And so now me talking through it and working through it and not just reading the directions and just going to it, they're knowing, okay, he knows how to do this. So you can use that to your advantage. That's one of the reasons why I made the channel. You get to see me talk, you feel how my personality is. And, since I've branded myself, like my LinkedIn inbox is bonkers. I just announced the new job this week. And, they hit me up the same day talking about, oh, hey, would you be interested in this? I was like, so.
What new job?
Everybody used to the advantage.
What new job?
I just started on the incident response team for a financial firm.
Okay.
I'll tell you offline, or people can click on my LinkedIn and they'll see it.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Oh yeah. Anything that I say don't represent the company I work for. Just let y'all know.
Yeah, me too. I'm surprised they ain't fired me yet, though. But nah, it's definitely do your research in a lot of these companies. When I first got my AWS certification, this is how I knew AWS was going to be hot. The company had actually came out with a strategic certification program, right? This was right before the pandemic hit, right? I was at the help desk on a DoD contract, and we were like doing help desk for all the military help bases. And I was telling people about AWS, but wasn't nobody taking me seriously. And I seen the writing on the wall, you know what I'm saying? And then they came out with the certification program, and they said, okay, look, now the company's at the top. We're not in those top rooms. Like, we were just at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you started, in 2010, like, a lot of us didn't make it to that top round to where, like, we can hear what's coming down the pipe. You know what I'm saying? Like, these people that's in the top room, they talk about AWS, but you may not see it for 2 years. You know what I'm saying? With all the contracts that have to get, go into place and all that stuff. But they came out with this certification program. They were giving people $2,000 cash bonuses to get the AWS. well, all the cloud certs, the AWS, the Microsoft, and not the Google Cloud, but the AWS and Microsoft.
I actually like Azure. I plan to actually do a little bit more work with Azure. Just because they had this cloud-based Sentinel.
Yeah.
That I can forget what his name is. Another YouTuber that I just stumbled across, and he got like 10,000 subs, and he actually had stood it up on the video, which is pretty cool to me.
Yeah.
That you could stand it up like that without needing to have all this freaking hardware power. That's the best thing about the cloud, honestly, with that scalability. But to segue into something else, because I like to give tangible documentation or kind of inspiration, that might be a better word, for people that are like us, that came from like help desk, whatever. But actually, now I actually saw before you did help desk, you were doing like other stuff like as well, like just regular.
Yeah, man, I ran a barbecue food truck for 5 years, so I was in the food truck thing, and realized that they weren't trying to give black businesses loans. They just wanted to spend all our money, so I had to get out of that. But yeah, I mean, I waited tables, like everything. I mean, look, I'm not gonna put everything I did on my LinkedIn page, but look, y'all, when it comes to like real stuff, like, okay, this brother ain't just, I ain't been like opening up computers all my life with some computer nerd. Like I was Uber driving, Lyft driving, Postmates, door dashing. I was doing all this stuff before I got into tech. But yeah, it also gave me the opportunity to see how technology is taking over, and we need to get on the other side. We need to get on the other side of technology. Where you go with your video?
Man, I'm trying to see. This has never happened. I don't know how it got this hot. Maybe I used the wrong setting. Oh well, I'll just keep on rocking. I got a backup camera that I can plug in. But yeah, like with me, I'm just always just honest about what roles I worked, and just realistic with people about that. What they could just expect from, possibly even pay from certain positions. Let me see. Let me do this. 1 second.
Yeah, I also feel like, coming from my side, I feel like in some aspects they look down on us. Like if we're not coming, if I'm applying for a tech job and I'm not like coming from another tech job, it's like they almost look down on us in that aspect. So, say I'm like, I've never had a hard time finding a job, because, number one, I got the certification, so I can always back it up. But I figured out how to play the game fairly well to where, I'm not gonna like be no long-term unemployed person. So that stress is out the way, and that is one stress reliever. That certification is, once you do get in the game and get your foot in the door, that is one stress reliever, that'll be lifted because, you have the skills. But
just like an honest question, and you don't have to give a specific number, but like in terms of, well, you honestly, you was an AWS support associate, so you probably was getting paid good from AWS, honestly, right?
No. So when the pandemic hit, so when I was at the help desk and on the DoD contract, they came out with the strategic certification program, right? I got the first 2 AWS certifications, the Solutions Architect Associate, which I had to take 6 times to pass, by the way. But I passed it. Then I took the SysOps Administrator. It took me 3 times to pass it. And then the pandemic hit, and we went remote. Now, when we went remote, check this out. They went to AWS Connect service to use their virtual contact center so we can go remote. All right, what was crazy is they didn't even call me. Like, they didn't even say, hey, we about to do this, go to this AWS thing. We know you got these AWS certs. You want to help us out with this project? They didn't call, they didn't ask me or nothing. So, I couldn't get that kind of experience at that company. You know what I'm saying? Even though I had the certs, even though like I was the only one like actually going for the cert, so they knew I had the certifications, but that was some experience that I missed out on that I couldn't get. So, and this is one thing, I hear a lot, and I respect, people like Kanika, talk about dating jobs and, just don't stick around. If you don't see the opportunity that you can move up after you do get the certifications, you do have to move around. Because you'll lose those skills. You know what I'm saying? Like while we sleep, AWS is coming out with like 50 new services.